Hello, welcome back to City Planner Plays Live, and I apologize for the delay. This has been quite a mess. So this is one of those days where I thought I was ready to go, and all of a sudden my computer started to overheat. So as a result, I'm a little bit late. And I had to reset my BIOS settings to actually make this all work. So I'm really hoping that I don't run into any issues. There is a chance if that does happen, I will try to bring it back up as quickly as I can. Before I get going though, is everything looking good for everybody? One of the confusing things about this, and one of the reasons I haven't streamed Clearwater County so far, is that I have multiple Windows instances, multiple logins. So my settings for OBS are with Verde Beach and not with Clearwater County. So as a result, I had to set everything up. So not only did my computer crash, but I'm also dealing with a new account. And I see a lot of familiar names in the chat. I see Marstanium, which, I mean, he's amazing. Overcharged Egg, Sherry Haas. Lots of Discord folks in here. And I'm going to switch over. I want to be able to see what you guys are up to. So I am switching over to my normal. Whoa, there's a lot going in. Well, hello, everybody. So maybe since I can't really see what's going on just yet, I will tell you what I'm thinking that we are going to do today. So made a couple of small issues in the previous build. First, these field goal posts are just the entirely wrong spot. And so we've got to back these up. But the main thing I want to do is focus on this area right here. So I haven't really spent much time getting this area filled in. I want it to be farmland, similar to what we've done over here. And I think now that we've put these together, it'll be a lot easier to copy this and move this over here, but it will take a little bit of time. So I thought that'd be perfect for a stream. I can copy this and we can chat a bit. So let me see. Yeah, football would go onto the road, maybe. What just happened? Uh-oh. You guys aren't seeing the stream? Hopefully that's... I dropped the ads. Okay. Luke C, thank you so much for your support. Shout out from Japan, native of Green Bay, but in Japan. That's interesting. I actually knew someone from Green Bay that moved to Japan for a while. Horrible Vikings game, yes. Please fix the goalposts. We'll make it harder for Crosby to hit. Yes. So let's get that fixed right now. So I am trying to I guess pull myself together. So we will do that right now. So I believe that this is going to be a prop. So I'll just select these. Here we go. There we go. And over here, we'll do the exact same thing. All right, there we go. Much better. Galaxy the Dragon, thank you so much for your support. You love the series of Clearwater County. You would love to see it get more frequent. So I think I've alluded to this, but I actually plan out Clearwater County significantly more than I do Verde Beach in terms of storylines and mods. So it takes me a lot longer to put these together. So I'm doing about as much as I can while I'm working a full-time job. If in the future I were to ever not work a full-time job, I would definitely consider putting out maybe 2 of them a week, but I don't think I could do any more than 1 right now. But I love putting this series together. I've really especially loved this particular build. Shorewood has been one of the most fun builds for me. So I really, really, really enjoy it. Wow, things are moving very quickly, so I'm trying to keep up. Let me see what we have here. And as I go through, I am continuing to have issues. Give me 1 second. You might have noticed that too, the audio just like disappeared. 1 second. I apologize, everybody. So these were all the sorts of things I was hoping to have worked out before I started. It kind of just went live. Okay, now we're fixed. Helder, hi from Australia. You can hear it. Oh yeah. So it was the music. So I have it coming through my headphones because it's a little bit more manageable than the speakers I have in here. So thank you. I really appreciate everyone, your patience tonight and your patience with me. Again, I'm still very new to streaming. So, all right. So there was one other thing that I wanted to fix in this build that I inadvertently did, and that was I replaced all of the trees. I meant to leave some random green, conifers or something like that. I didn't do any of that. So we're going to go through here and fix some of this. And Joy, thank you so much. What's the temperature on my PC? It's ridiculous right now. I was overheating. Right now I am at 90. But I keep bumping up, and it's getting really, really bad. So I'm hoping that I don't deal with any more of this, but if I just randomly disappear, I'm probably going to have to get my computer straightened out before I continue this. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but it does feel a little less than normal. 90 should be the max. I know normally I don't get above, 80, 85. But when I reset my BIOS, something weird happened, and I lost all of my fan control settings. So I've gone through my MSI controls and tried to manually adjust them, and it's still not doing the trick. So I bumped down my CPU frequency, and it's still acting up. So everything's a little bit screwy right now. Galaxy the Dragon, Nina, I've been there many times. Thank you so much for your support. So yeah, I've gone through and I've tried to modify this, but everything's just a little bit off. It's a lot better than it was. I was overheating and it was shutting down. So that is exactly why I was having issues. And this is my fault. I should mention. So I've never had my RAM timings correct. And about an hour and a half ago, I decided it'd be a great idea to try that, get them correct. And just don't do that before a stream. It's not worth it. So that was my mistake. Lesson learned. So in the future, I will not be playing with my settings. So I don't really like this tree right here. So I think that we're gonna swap that one out. It's fine. Let me revert it back to what it was. And that's not gonna work either. Let me see if we have any pines. We'll try a couple different pines. So it's saying that that's interesting. So maybe that's a little bit better. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Mudquabs. Hi from Australia. How's the weather? No, we've had trace of snow, but nothing significant. It's been all right. Did I fix the parking lot lines not showing up? No, and actually, I saw a comment that this could be a Bob issue. So I want to check that out because I'm very curious to see if this is a Bob issue. So why don't we check that out? So we'll go into Bob. And let's see. It looks like so this has been replaced, and the probability is 0. So if I revert this, sure enough. So I made this mistake in Bob. So I think that the issue with this, if we take a look and we come over here, yep, those came back here. So apparently those are sharing an asset. Or a prop, and it hid the prop on all of the, not just on the strip mall, but also in the parking lot. So I think we're gonna have to give that a little bit more thought over here. Maybe this isn't gonna work, but that happens, and that's okay. Yeah, silly Bob. Hi from India, and Titan Boy. I love how you build your cities. Thank you so much. Randall watched 2 times so he could catch the stream. That's awesome. I'm going to probably mispronounce your name. Salish Petra. Do try a fully independent mountain village with only cable car to the outside world. That's a really interesting idea. I like that idea. Looks like some parking props are hidden in the strip mall. Yeah, I did not hide them all yet. Maybe I should, just for continuity's sake. Yeah, we'll revert this back. Might as well, I guess, at this point. And I will figure this out in the future. I think I have to probably set the probability back to 100. No, it's not gonna take it, so I'm gonna have to do it manually. Cracks as well. There we go. So I got that fixed. Let's see. Jason, what is the mod that looks like the highway route sign? That's American highway signs. I can look into the mod list, which is massive at this point. Otzi. Hey mate, love your series in City Skylines. Do you know how much, do you know much, or have you seen city layouts in Australia, more specifically Melbourne? I'd love to hear more about my thoughts. I have not, but I will dive into those. I know that there have been a number of requests for me to look into Australian cities. In particular, you know, I made the Venice video, and I know that there have been a number of planned cities in Australia that people have asked me to take a look into, and I've been strongly considering that. Just, I guess, a heads up for everyone that's here. What I'm thinking is, I'm thinking of looking at Le Corbusier. He had a plan for Paris, which would have leveled a ton of it, and basically created a bunch of towers. And I'm thinking about recreating that as the next one, and then after that, potentially going to Australia. So that's kind of my game plan for now. Okay, so the question was about the road signs, and I believe, let me see. Yeah, and I'm not American road signs 2.2. That's what I'm using to get the American road signs. And in here, you can switch it. I mean, there's the vanilla, the American, and I believe that there are other packs, so you can switch to, you know, yeah, Canberra. That's the one that a lot of people are very interested in me taking a look at. So thanks to T-Pez. Yeah, that's the one. Do I plan on uploading more to the City Planner Explains? I do. It's probably going to be infrequent, and I'm probably not going to plan it. So, do an area of the Great Lakes next? Maybe, but I mean, that's kind of what Clearwater County is based on. It's kind of my love letter to the Midwest. So, Christopher Hubble, thank you so much for your support, Chris. For those of us new to Clearwater County, can you do a 64 tiles view and a basic geography? Sure. I'm going to pause it while I do this. So, the basic map there, normally, if you were to just to get this map, Eggsy's map on the store, there's a highway that comes through here. We haven't really touched much of the map, so that's one of the really fun things about this. So we've got Ashland right here, we've got Belmont up here, and then Shorewood right here. And I'm not sure if I should maybe I shouldn't say what the capital is going to be, but if you look at the map, I think it's pretty apparent. Canberra. He constantly corrects you, Austin. That kind of sounds like Oregon versus Oregon. We have Oregon near me. So, yes, Washington, D.C. is an excellent planned out city arc. So, yep, that's kind of the layout, getting back to the original question. So, we've only taken a look at a small portion of this overall map. So, lots to do. So, let's dig into some of it. Can I make a series about a mountain city like Asheville, North Carolina? Potentially, it could be in this. Hey, thank you so much for the support again, Salish. Hey, Phil, please stream that Verde Beach too. We would love that. Yeah, hopefully it wouldn't get destroyed again. I actually have a letter, like something I've written up with street names next to me still, that I took from that I was going to actually incorporate in that day, and I never did. because we got hit with the tsunami. So Jamal, Wisconsin represent. Hi, Garrick. All right, so I think I'm going to spend a couple of minutes explaining how I'm going to approach the next part of this build. What I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to slow this down just a little bit. If anything, to save my CPU. What we're going to do is look at these different farms, and I'm going to use Move It. And I believe that I need decals. And then what I can do, I'll turn off props. I only want the decals. And I'm just going to highlight some of these. Try to get all of them. Like that. And then just move some of these over. And then I can move things. Planner Duck, thank you so much. Your support over the life of the channel means a lot to me. Hello from California. Doing a great job with all your videos. Thank you. Thank you, Planner Duck. He is a fellow city planner, and he's in the Discord often. He's awesome. So many Discord members that I see in here tonight. And I got to tell you, the support of the Discord community means a ton to me. I mean, all of it means a ton to me, but the folks on Discord, I interact with them so often, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And that's one of those things where Will CS initially, I think back in December or even before that of last year, told me that I needed to get a Discord, and I had never used Discord, never touched it, not once. And I was like, yeah, I'll get a Discord someday, and it has been the best thing that I've done for the channel, in my opinion. So I'm going to toss a couple of these over here, and I've got that weird shape. We'll clean that up. I just kind of want to leave a note to myself, and I got to remember not to zoom out too far, otherwise everything disappears. So we're just going to place a couple of these. I think we might also place a couple of farms through here. So that's going to be the actual working farms. The problem is we don't really have any demand for industrial, so I'm reluctant to do too much. So anyway, we'll get started there. I'm going to clean this one up while I read. Don't forget the football fields. I got those actually already. So those are good. They're fixed. And I'm very happy that was pointed out. It's something I think, especially near the end of the build. So the builds take me a lot longer than you can tell on the, when the actual finished video, even though it's an hour long, it's probably taken me 2 or 3 hours of practice, an hour of writing, and then the filming is usually 2 or 3 hours. And then that particular video, because I put together the City Planner Explains thing in the middle of it, took a little bit longer. So because of that, I at the end of the episode in particular, it's like a pattern. If you ever notice that I'm missing something, it's often happening at the end. So please point those things out. I appreciate that. Planner Duck, can't stand tonight, but wanted to come show your support. Thank you so much. And are there bleachers in the workshop? Yes. In fact, I'm curious. Let me get rid of these. And I'm wondering if I can actually pull some bleachers using Find It. No, I was thinking maybe if I look at props. I was curious because this is a part. So let's go back to Ashland for a minute. Let me regain my bearings. Okay, so you'll see there's a lot of slowdown until I get close to it. So I was wondering if I could go ahead and grab a portion of this, but it looks like that's a part of the actual asset, so I can't. Josh Mickelson, thank you so much for the support. Are the Packers going to win tomorrow? Of course. They should have beat the Vikings. That was terrible. They're I every week I believe that the Packers are going to win. So and it's a familiar quarterback. So I'm not at all worried about Stafford. Skull. Frank, you love the City Tips episodes. Thank you. I those episodes are a lot of fun for me to put together. So, I have cars floating. I do. Interesting. I have no idea why that car is floating. And it's only this one car. Well, what if we just pretend that doesn't exist? Opinion. I am an urban planning student at ASU, and I wanted to say I've learned a lot from you and your modded series about real-life city planning quirks. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support, and good luck. You must be at the end of your semester. I don't know if you're doing your capstone, but if you are, good luck. I know it's a lot of work. It's all worth it in the end, though. I still look back fondly at my capstone. So, and grad school in general. Which NFC North team do you dislike more, Chicago or Minnesota? Minnesota, by far. You know, and that's the Favre thing. I don't think I can ever get over that. Am I still accepting cities for review? Grim Trigger asks. Yes, I am. That said, I have a lot. So it's one of those things where the more I have, the less chance, but make it stand out. I do look at all of them. I don't just, skim through and look at a couple. I do look through all of them. So please submit those cities. I get them almost every day. And I like looking at them. So with that, I know that there's been questions about where we're at, for instance, with the city building contest, and we're trying to make sure that everyone has their city looked at. That's something that I've made a point of. So I looked at each of the cities and looked at every picture that was submitted, and that just that takes time, but I want to give you that time. Okay, Jojo BR. Greetings from Brazil. I love your content. I don't want to be rude, but may I ask for your name? Philip. My name is Philip. So if that's a little bit easier than CPP, that works for me. I'm good with either. Barb had a nice gold watch. I see there are a lot of Bears and Vikings fans in here tonight. Have I thought about adding a county fairgrounds? I have, and I will. That's something. So I attempted that in Bluffside Crossing, and I was never really all that happy with how it came out. And I have made it a point that I'm gonna get that right. So that is something that is a high priority to me, getting a county fairgrounds in here, making it right. One of the things that I know has been asked repeatedly is for me to put together a racetrack, and that's something I'm gonna work into here as well. Harkin, would Clearwater County ever secure funding for Malfunction Junction? Bam, Alabama interchange or something small. I'd have to look those up, but I will definitely. I've got to look right now. So Malfunction Junction, Alabama. Let's see. So that might be something when it's a little bit bigger. I think that's funny that that's actually named. Like, there's actually a Wikipedia article called Malfunction Junction. That's hilarious. Have I ever been to a game at Lambeau? You're going to potentially be very disappointed in me. I have not been at a game at Lambeau. I've been to Lambeau. I've been to the Hall of Fame. I've been to Soldier Field, and I have been to, I guess I don't even know what it's called, Sports Authority in Denver. But yeah, I haven't been to a game at Lambeau. It is on my to-do list sometime in the near future. But before that, I want to get to Fiserv Forum. I was supposed to go to the Bucks Warriors game in 2020 in March, and that didn't happen. So that's happening first. So thank you so much for your support, Josh Mickelson. The Under Armour Gamer. Console so limited versus PC. I'm still bad at the game. I'm sure you're fine. Practice makes perfect. And I think that you can still do a lot with the vanilla version of the game. One of the things I really like about Verde Beach is I feel like it challenges me to really get creative with the vanilla game, and I think that that's something that's really neat. So thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that. Thoughts on Roger's love? Next question. Rogers, I think that he's an excellent player. I was very disappointed in the way that he conducted himself over the last little while. Mainly the lashing out at people. Like, just be honest to people, and your choice is your choice, but just be honest to people, and don't be tricky. That's my whole thing with him. Jordan Love is brand new. I don't know what to think about him yet. I think that it's easy to get down on him, but you know, he was thrown into the mix very quickly, and I don't know how you can get down on him without a bigger sample size. The deplorable winner. Would you ever go back to the granddaddy of them all, SimCities 4 series? Not a series, but I have thought about just working in some older games, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. So I think I mentioned this in Discord, but I found my Cities XL or XXL disc. I don't know where the code is, so I'd probably have to do something nefarious to get my own game to work. But I did find that disc. I'd have to find a CD-ROM, so I don't know how I'd do that either. I think I might have one in the desk in my bedroom. Aaron, one time I'd love to see something totally and completely unrealistic. Just wait for April. We're gonna do something interesting. Sim Tower. Yes, try older games. Okay, I will give one a shot. I've got a whole kind of a backlog of games I've wanted to get to. One that I've been playing to kind of relax a bit is Flycorp. So the developer actually reached out to me, and he wanted to put together a sponsored video, and I told him that I didn't really feel comfortable with that. I'd take the CD key, no problem, and I will play the game if I like it, and I will tell you if I like it or not, and if I don't like it, I will just skip it. So that said, I tried the game out, and I have been completely enamored with it. It is so fun. It's something that you can just kind of pick up, play a game quickly because I'm bad at it, and kind of move on. So it's a fun game. So I've got games like that. I've got Tiny Town. I've got let me look at my Steam library real quick. Let's see, Tinytopia rather, and then Town Scraper. So yeah, a couple things in the hopper. Have I ever played SimCity Societies? I have not. The last SimCity I played was SimCity 2013, and that pretty much soured me out of it. SimCity Society, actually, maybe I did on my old HTC Evo back in the day. That's the one that has like 1 million microtransactions, I think. So yeah, no, not don't like that. Timberborn, yes, I need to get back to Timberborn too. Have I ever played Minecraft? Not a ton. I play it with my kids, and there is on the Discord, there is an unofficial server that has been put together, and there are a number of really talented creators in there from the Discord that are putting together a really excellent village. So I hopped in there one night kind of randomly. I just picked up the game. I didn't have it on PC. I had it on Xbox. So I hopped in there and checked it out, and they're doing some really impressive stuff. CPP Roller Coaster Tycoon. So I have Xbox Game Pass, and a ton of these games are in there. That's the funny thing about Minecraft too. I didn't realize that through Game Pass on the PC, I do have access to Minecraft. Didn't have to buy it, but that's okay. Wow, the video quality just dipped massively. Is that happening to anyone else? Hopefully it's not. So I have and maybe this is not smart. I have a stream going. Actually, it's fine. I have a stream going looking at what you guys are seeing as well. And it looks okay on my end. So I'm hoping that it's just one person and it comes back normally. Let's see. Still looks good. Thank you so much for your support, Moozy. Let me see. Did I miss anyone? Okay, so very good. So I'm slowly going to go through here and continue to add these. One thing I might do, like I said, I'd be interested in hearing how you guys think about it, what you guys think about it. I might go ahead and just do a train ride through here and respond to some of your questions. It's because I'm fairly new to streaming, or maybe just because it's my personality, I struggle to multitask at times. That, or I just truly don't believe multitasking is something that is possible for humans. So it's the lowest quality, crispy and elegant. Well, it from my end looks okay. So I apologize to change the stream quality. How has my day been? Thank you for asking, Jay. My day's been good. My youngest daughter has a little RV toy with little kitties, and I played that with her for a while. I watched them play Minecraft for a bit. Cleaned up, went to Home Depot. I had to get some stuff, and yeah, it was a nice little day. Multitasking is impossible. Yeah. Oh, and what are we drinking tonight? That is a good question. All right, so I have a Sam Adams Winter Lager. It is festive and smooth, and it is delicious. So, if you are having a drink, let me know what you're having. That's what I have. I like Sam Adams a lot. Riley asked if I ate too much for Thanksgiving. I ate way too much. So I'm gonna chat for a little bit. Why don't we come over here and we will wait for a train to come. And after a train comes, we will go for a ride. So let's see, Bud Light, that works too. Red Stripe Spotted Cow, there's a Wisconsinite. Or one of those folks from Illinois that drives up here to get it. Just beer, vodka and OJ. Sam Jackson. Pregnant, so just water. Well, I will I definitely remember when my wife was drinking just water when she was pregnant, so I will not say much. Let's hop in here and see how it looks. And again, I am having computer stability issues, so hopefully it's not too choppy. It's significantly choppier than it was earlier, which kills me a little bit, but okay, it looks like it's smoothing out as we get away from Ashland. So let's see. Corbel Manhattan, Crown Royal and Coke. Dr. Pepper cream sodas. Ooh, yum. Love those. Basic bourbon and Coke. Am I familiar with? Yes, Not Just Bikes. Yeah. So Not Just Bikes is actually on the Discord server. So if there's another plug for the Discord server, you could speak with him on there. Let's see. It's pretty from ground level. It is. It's really spectacular. I went to Marquette. Tom Cassidy says he went to Marquette, now in Michigan. Really miss Spotted Cow. Yes. Funny thing is, my brother-in-law is from Michigan, and I tried to convince him to drink a Spotted Cow, and he's just not into it. Won't do it. Vampiro Mexican tequila drink. That sounds familiar. Yeah, it's funny. That reminds me. When I lived in LA, my favorite drink was a Cactus Cooler, and they don't even have Cactus Cooler in the Midwest. So if I were to tell someone I want a Cactus Cooler, they say, "Whoa, we've got to fix that. Hold on, we're gonna take a little break. That is not acceptable." I don't know what that was. So what did we just run into? Right here. That was pretty terrible. So how do we want to handle this? So we have a crossing right here. I think we might just sever this one. It looks like it's a bridge that, for whatever reason, is having some issues. So let's go ahead. I'm going to elevate it. We'll see how it looks. No, that's not going to work. The node's not in the right spot. So if I do ground level, that is ground level, so it should be fine. Yeah, I'm just going to sever this, and then we'll hop back in a train. That was pretty terrible. That's why it's good to hop in and look at things at ground level, because that was, yes, a train speed bump. That's how you make sure they're not going too fast. You just throw in a bumpy there, and we're good to go. What rails are those? These are North American rails. So I really like these. The main reason I like them is because they don't have the electric power line, and that to me feels a little bit more natural for this build. So someone pointed that out really early on, and I appreciate that. Does Wisconsin have a Meyer? Yes. So we were actually supposed to get one in the Madison area not too long ago, and they pulled out, and then they moved it to another part of the city. So I believe it's under construction right now, and the Milwaukee area has 2 or 3. So we definitely have them. First person is how I find the logs in my roads. Yes. Traffic calming for trains. Absolutely. Forza Horizon 6. Piggly Wiggly. I live not too far from a Piggly Wiggly. I have not been in there. Maybe I should check it out. I have a buddy who speaks very highly of Piggly Wiggly. In the town I grew up, I lived 3 blocks from a Piggly Wiggly, and I used to walk there to pick up, Sprites and candy bars and stuff. So, and rent Super Nintendo games, because back in the day you could go into Piggly Wiggly and rent Super Nintendo games. Never been to an HEB. DJC, do you ever do winter themed cities? I'm about to. We probably have another episode or 2 of this as a fall build, and then we're gonna swap it over to a winter build. It's gonna be a disaster, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I did this with Bluffside Crossing, and when I did that, you have to account for all of the different features that are part of the winter DLC. So snow dumps and heat. So it's kind of a disaster. We'll probably have to pause it and then do some work, but it's also a lot of fun. Josh, it's a longer Thanksgiving, but you wanted to thank you for keeping it real with us, viewers. Hey, no problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate the super chat. That means a lot to me. Thanksgiving was a lot of fun. It's the one time a year that I get soul food. If you haven't had it, it's just the most amazing food. My aunt comes up from the Chicago area. We get together, and she goes all out, makes trays and trays and trays of food, and it's awesome. I'm gonna pop out of here. I want to slow this down a little bit more, and I'm really hoping that we can catch a train heading out of town, because I caught one of those earlier and the views are just amazing. So why don't we just post up right around here for a minute, and we'll see if a train comes through. Maybe I will speed it up a little bit. We'll get things moving. Glad to hear can't be in the Midwest without terribly cold winters. Let's see. 30-foot Christmas tree made out of collected tumbleweeds. That's funny. Is Madison planning any cool new infrastructure from the infrastructure bill? There's a lot of rumbling about Amtrak finally coming here. So I think that's the big thing. That's out of all the things I would hope. We've had a lot of major infrastructure projects in the works for a while now, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some of them come through, like Highway 51. Lots of discussion about whether or not that is right now. It is a highway going through an urban area. It has frontage roads, and the speed limit is 55 for most of it, and there are traffic signals every mile or two. So it's pretty dangerous. They routinely, the Metropolitan Planning Organization, which is the regional transportation planning agency, goes through the area and ranks the top 10 most dangerous intersections, and they're all along that road. So I would imagine that the infrastructure money is going to attack projects just like that, because that right there is, that's the thing about City Skylines. And I wish that there was a safety mechanic in here. So there are 2 things that planners talk about almost more than anything else, and that is safety and equity. Correcting historical inequities, fixing issues. That's the sorts of things that, Stoughton Road. Yeah, it's terrible. Stoughton Road is what it is. Part of Stoughton Road it's going to be a highway conversion project. I'm thinking that the rest of it is going to be probably some sort of urban, hopefully not an urban expressway, but it very well might be. So anyway, yeah, equity and safety. You never see any accidents in City Skylines, and I think that's a really, really big issue. Let me see where this one's going. Let's check this out. This is going. All right, I think this is potentially the one. We'll see. So watching from Australia. So I'm seeing lots of chat, so I'm sorry if I miss you at all. Just keep sending it, and eventually I will get to you, hopefully. As a city planner, what's a typical day like for me? At the professional level, without the games, fast paced, your job is quite detailed. So a typical day. So I work from home half the week. Half the week I don't. I go in. And so I've had, this is not going to the right spot. So I've had multiple jobs, and every job has been different. So I've had a job where I worked as a regional transportation planner. I've worked as a city planner, and I've worked as a transportation planner, and they're all different. As a city planner, you're dealing with a lot of counter requests. You're dealing, watching from Wausau. That's where I was yesterday. Amazing to see the mall. So this is not the train I wanted. We're going to find that right train. So yeah, city planner, there's lots of, counter requests. You're planning for the next plan commission meeting. And so you have staff reports going on, and then you staff a number of different committees and commissions. So you're worried about that as well. So very fast paced, always something to do, at least in a city that's growing. In a city that's maybe a little more steady, you're not doing quite as much. With a transportation planner, depending on what you're doing, you're either looking, this one's going to Springdale. Okay, we're going to watch this one. Let me slow this down and then we'll get back to that. So as a transportation planner, I've had a couple of different transportation planning positions. One of them, I was a consultant while I was in grad school. In that position, it was basically me putting together plans for other communities, and then I would go to the communities sometimes and present. And a very, very interesting position. Working as a regional transportation planner, I put together regional transportation plans, and I would go to different communities and talk about it, and talk about ways that they could actually implement the plans in their community and work their plans into our plans. So Joshua Carter says, needs a new highway system ASAP. I don't know about that. Watching from Greendale, Wisconsin, the Greenbelt town. Yes, beautiful city. Hope I don't get sick with the new variant is worrisome. Here you can see inside the tunnel, and not in Vero Beach. So the reason you can see inside the tunnel is the North American freeways. So there's actually a detailed tunnel model for this asset set. So that is why it looks so good. Let's see. I'm going to college and I want to switch to civil engineering. Would I still be able to do some city planning? Absolutely. I work with some civil engineers that became city planners. Definitely a different perspective on this. So it's Grim Trigger. Who can you blame for the atrocious roads in Virginia? Blame the engineers. We give general principles and ideas and suggestions, and we leave it to the engineers, and we get overruled a lot. So when it comes into the cities, though, we have a little bit more of a voice. You got T-Bone on 51. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Ben. I'm glad that you're here because I assume that you're good then. Have I ever played any VR games? I have not. In fact, I was approached by a developer to work on a VR city builder on the Oculus, and I don't have one. My brother-in-law has one. I didn't ask him for it. Maybe I should have. Here we are at the end of the track, and it's gonna go backwards. So we'll leave this, and I'll keep looking at these. Marstanium, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Next time, hit the route view and follow the line out of town going to the other end. Okay. Let's do that. Actually, service vehicle 2. Let me see if I can find. Let me see. Where's this one going? That one's going to the train station. I do not know why we have so many that are. I don't really see any going out of town. Curious. We've got a whole bunch coming in, none going out. Did I just break something? Is that the issue? I don't as I'm looking through here, I just don't see why that would be the case. Interesting. It might just be some oddness. Well, we're gonna keep an eye on that because I do wanna follow it. So I actually followed it earlier when I was testing everything before I crashed my computer, and the route out of town the other way is absolutely breathtaking. Eggsy did such an amazing job. So let's see. 526 in Italy, but CPP is live. What else should I do? Wow, that's awesome. Let's see. The difference between civil engineer and city planner. Civil engineer, they will actually create the detailed drawings for infrastructure projects. So, for instance, if you are a planner, and let's say you lay out neighborhoods, you're a neighborhood planner, and you lay out this neighborhood, the civil engineer would be the one that would actually go through and draw the, there it is, the detailed section of the road, where exactly it'll be. So the surveyor will come in and survey the land. Oh, this is weird. it's a freight train. So they'll actually do the detailed work. For me, that is a level of detail that I am not at all interested in. I like the high level stuff. Sprite, your girlfriend joined the Discord. That's awesome. So yeah, the civil engineer is actually making those detailed plans. They'll go out to the job site, make sure that things are going according to plans. So it's just a different career path, but we interact side by side. Best way to recover from debt early in the game. How many hours do you have on the game? Best way to recover from debt is not to accrue it. So build, Lee Hawkins is absolutely brilliant when it comes to this. He says, build what you need when you need it and build no more. And there's nothing more than I could really say besides that. He's absolutely right. That don't build any more than you need to build. And, so dirt roads, I know that I've seen comments where people kind of scoff at, why is he building dirt roads? Well, it's mainly because it keeps your budget in check. Also, move your budget up to 12% on everything. And, don't be afraid to turn your power, water budget down. What LUT do I use? I use a variety of them. This one, I believe, we could take a look at it in a minute. This is, I think it's Reaper Real. Alma, your city's putting in a divergent diamond intersect. Oh, that's neat. I think that it'll be alarming at first, and you'll get used to it, and you'll like it. So thank you so much for the support. Where can Xbox players send cities for feedback? I apologize. I can't review them. If you want to drop pictures on the Discord and ping me, feel free to do so, and I will take a look. Tutoria. Yes, the 12% taxes. Yes, I need to get to that. So I have not recorded the next tutorial yet for transit. I will be doing that probably tomorrow. And with that, I will make sure that I hit that up. We also, one of the things that I missed is getting the population milestone. So I'll be hitting that as well. Let's see, quick question. Have I ever been to Canada? No, I have not, but it is the next place I want to go. What do I think of the road network there? From what I see, it looks like the US. Yeah, I want to go to the place I want to visit the most, and maybe it's, maybe you think it's a bad idea. I want to go check out Victoria. That's where I'm really interested in going and checking out Victoria, and then Vancouver. Maybe it's just because it's a little bit more exotic to me than going to, London or fake London. Going to Toronto. Toronto feels like it would be a lot like Chicago to me, or New York. So I'd like to go to someplace totally different, or like St. John's in Newfoundland. That looks amazing. So I was watching this video recently about Victoria's Chinatown and how they had actually had the first one in Canada. And I thought it was absolutely amazing to see the way that they were able to put that together. And, the density and that in such a compact city, it's awesome. It's awesome. So as someone who lives in Vancouver, drinking a Victoria-based craft beer, highly recommend. Oh, I'm gonna have to try that when I get there. My wife is already on board, so it's just a matter of things calming down. Oh, the LUT, yes. So let's hop in. I'm using Relight Average. So I don't want to play with this too much, but I have a theme right here. So I'm using Italian Coast, and then I tweaked it a little bit. And so I have tone mapping. So when I said that I had issues in episode 22, the reason I had issues with the look of the build is I didn't have tone mapping on, and you can see it changes it. It doesn't look quite as vibrant. So I like to have that on. I've had that exact same problem in Verde Beach. For some reason, when I load my presets, sometimes tone mapping won't be on and I won't notice it. Change the theme. I will not. Because every time I do that,